Hey everyone, I appreciate you stopping by and checking out my channel. This is Guitars with David, and today we have a brand new, shipped directly from the manufacturer. And here's the interesting part: this is not an Epiphone guitar, not an Epiphone case, has nothing to do with Epiphone whatsoever, but it was shipped from the manufacturer's warehouse in an Epiphone box. What is it? It is the new Gibson Protector case. You can also label it as the chainsaw reissue case. Now, Gibson isn't officially calling it the chainsaw reissue case, but you know, if you look at the original chainsaw cases from the 70s and 80s, and this new Protector case, it's kind of obvious what they were going for. All right. When I saw about a week ago, I knew that this was going to be a pretty hot item, and it didn't take long to sell out. Completely out of stock. I have not seen it available online with any retailer, but I bought this directly from Gibson, and I just happened to get one ordered about 24 hours before they were completely sold out. But anyway, here we are, the new Protector case, aka unofficially the chainsaw reissue. So we've got the nice Gibson aluminum badge emblem there. Completely different handle than what you had on those chainsaw cases originally. But they're not going to make them, obviously, identical to what they did back in the original series, 70s and 80s. If they're going to make something identical to the original, well, then there's no point in even having originals anymore. That kind of defeats the value purpose. And they did go with the plush blue, which was a very popular color on the original chainsaw cases. Here we are, and really digging the PSA latches. It's nice. Got two keys here, and the compartment. The bottom inside of the compartment lid looks kind of similar to what the original chainsaw case looked like on the top outside of the lid. It's black and it has the Gibson logo on it. Pretty small compartment case area there. All right, well, here she is, and let's grab a Gibson Les Paul and see how well the fit is. What better guitar could there be to test out the fit quality of this new Gibson Protector case than none other than the new Gibson Les Paul Deluxe 70s model. Let's see how this baby fits in here. Wow, did you guys hear that? That was a snug fit. Squeaky snug. Wow, this guitar does not move at all. In fact, the only movement is just a little bit of wiggle room at the neck rest towards the top. Lots of room underneath here, store a towel or fold up a guitar strap. Alright guys, I thought it'd be kind of cool to do kind of just a case comparison to the new Gibson Protector case that they just released, to, you know, just some of the cases dating back to the 70s up through what you find today out there on the market. Just kind of take a look at the history of how Gibson has, where they came from, case and protection wise, kind of versus where we're at today. So what we have here in front of us is a Gibson Les Paul case, purple interior, from the 70s. So let's just kind of see how Gibson's cases were back in the 70s. And we've got my new 70s Deluxe 2021 model Les Paul, which again is quite appropriate for this case, as this case probably had deluxes in it back in the day. So as we see up here where the headstock rests, this is actually touching the inside bottom of the case. The only way I can get anything under it is to actually have to lift the guitar up. So not that good. If you were shipping a guitar in this case, you would probably want to do quite a bit of padding and packing underneath the neck to make that a good fit. And you know, back in these early 70s cases, you know, as you can see here, quite a lot of room to play and slide around in the case. So as far as protection goes, you know, it's okay just to have a guitar in the case, but if you're going to be shipping, you would want to do some extensive additional inside protection packing in this case. Now this next case is a TKL case from Canada, and this case is from the early 90s, which there is significant quality difference in the build of these cases. It's far superior protection than what you would get in the 70s and early 80s. There is enough room around this headstock and underneath. I can actually probably fit both of my fingers on top of each other in the space that is left there. Double neck rest, and really doesn't slide hardly at all. Very good fitting case. Pretty sturdy, not too soft on the cushion all around. And then of course you've got these silk blankets that they had in these cases back then, which I really like these. I kind of wish Gibson would start doing these again like that. The only bad part about these silk pink color cases is if you have a white Les Paul, and I had a 93 white studio Les Paul in this case throughout the 90s. The pink dye actually soaked into the finish of that white studio right here, and then all around on the edges. It was real bad right here. So hey, maybe that's one reason why they quit doing the pink blankets on these cases. Moving on to the next Gibson USA case. This is from the early 2000s, and this is the case that has the kind of like the reptile skin texture and design to it. Pretty popular cases. This one says Gibson here on the compartment pull. It does not say TKL like the earlier models, but this is a made in Canada Gibson case, and should be pretty similar to the 90s case. You do not have the top of the headstock, that foam block that's built into the case right here. On these cases after the 90s, you still have all that clearance around the guitar headstock. So very good protection overall, and an excellent case choice for shipping Les Paul in. So plenty of protection. And again, very snug fit. Does not move at all. All right, so we are up to the mid-teens in Gibson cases, and this one has the Gibson USA printed on the outside top of the case, and this is a made in Canada by TKL Case. But again, this says the early 2000s case does not have TKL on it like it did in the 90s. Just says Gibson right there. But again, it's basically the same case. And we're going to be looking at pretty much the same fit and build quality, because I mean, hey, when you've got a good thing going, why change it? Yeah, everything is just excellent up there. Plenty of room around the tuners. So if it were to get impacted in shipping or just anything, if you were to drop the case, you know, probably will be just fine, unless you dropped it off a building or something like that. Does not move really at all. Very good case, very secure. All right, so we are now up to current production cases. And this case here is from last year. This is what my 2020 Gibson Les Paul Standard 50s / model came with. And you can tell the China case is right off, because as all the cases have this threading at the top, the China has the threading at the bottom as well, and these kind of standard China looking cheap narrow latches. So, and we do not have the USA underneath the Gibson logo on the outside of the case. All looks pretty familiar here. All right, and pretty much equal to the room that you get with the TKL from Canada Cases. Very good double neck rest support. This one has just a bit of wiggle, not much. It's mostly from the double neck rest. I think they could have made the top part a little less open. Take care of some of that. The structural integrity of the case, pretty firm. When you mash on it, it does not cave in and give any at all. So still a nice case, but still come from China. This case is actually a little bit warped when I got it. So when you close all the latches all around the case, you have to actually push down a little bit on these top two latches, because like I said, it's a little bit warped. I've never had a Gibson case like that before until these 2020 China cases came out. So, you know, I'm not knocking it too much, but this is the only one I've seen that was a bit warped when you have to actually hold it closed to latch this top latch. But anyway, moving on to the next case, there is one left. All right, so we're down to the final comparison case to the Protector case, new from Gibson. Currently sold out, and what we have here in front of us is the other case that's currently in production when you buy a new Gibson Les Paul model. This is the Costa Rican manufactured case, and you can tell these right off. These have the wide box shaped like latches, which I kind of like. And as you see here, there is no stitching along the bottom of the case, only the top of the case. This case actually weighs a couple pounds more than that China case as well. So the overall durability and construction of this case is solid. There is no cave in or movement or give in this case anywhere. Anyway, the Costa Rican cases are really good. And up here at the headrest, you have the same, all the clearance here on the headstock, which is excellent. Double neck rest is formed much better. As you see here, this does not move, whereas the China case we just looked at, it had probably maybe a quarter of an inch play right here to where it allowed the guitar to move some, but this does not move any. There is no give. Very tight fitting case, very good quality case. I'd recommend this one to anyone looking at buying a new Les Paul. So my final thoughts on the new Gibson Protector case is, pretty good, solid case all the way around. This case actually has a little bit of give when you're pushing into it, whereas the other 2020 Gibson cases from Costa Rica and China don't really have much at all of give, especially the Costa Rica case has zero give. But that really doesn't make any kind of a difference, because even with a little bit of give on the case, it would take something pretty drastic impacting the box for that to make any kind of a difference in the safety and integrity of the guitar inside. So the only issue that I have found with this new Protector case made in China is, this where the headstock rests in here. The older cases have, I could fit my fingers completely around the headstock and the Clues and tuners. This one, it does not have the space. These tuners, none of them touch. On this side, they don't touch the side, and they don't touch the bottom. But this side, this tuner here is actually resting on the inside wall of the case. So this tuner I can fit my fingernail under, and this one here my finger. But this one, that would be a bit of a shipping damage possibility concern for me with this case. But other than that, this case is pretty solid all the way around. No other complaints. And I love the plush blue colors they've got on here. Latches all snap nice and crisp. This back one isn't as crisp, as you can hear the difference. But it latches, so no issues there. Alright guys, well I appreciate y'all checking out my channel and this video. If anyone has any comments or questions, please feel free to drop those in the comments below. And hey, if you are not a subscriber to my channel, please like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of all my upcoming videos. Till next time, take care.